Hi friends, welcome back to my session, and in this session we are going to learn about how we are going to deploy the manifest file over AKS cluster through CI/CD pipeline. So the prerequisites and the step-by-step is a step-by-step procedure, everything I am going to mention in this notepad. This will be helpful for you for your future reference. So what are the prerequisites here? I need to get the AKS file, that is nothing but the manifest file or YML. It is in the YML format, means it is a YML file, and I need to create AKS cluster, and at the same time I need to create the Kubernetes service connection. So earlier sessions we had created general service connection, but in this scenario I am going to create the Kubernetes service connection. Okay. So first of all, I need to get the AKS file now. So as I already have the YML file in my local machine, I'm going to show to you. As this is the AKS file, that is nothing but YML format. If you observe here, it is a YML file. If you open here, you will be able to see the content. The content, whatever the content which is here, which is mentioned here, the same will be deployed over the AKS cluster. Okay, cancel it. As I have the file, I just need to create the AKS cluster. In order to create the cluster, I need to go to the portal account. So once I had made login into the portal account, initially I need to create the resource group. Once resource group has been successfully created, then in that resource group I am going to create the Kubernetes cluster. Remember, once we done the practical session, please make sure you need to delete the resource group. By deleting the resource group, all the contents, all the resources which has been created under the resource group will be deleted automatically. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to create a resource group. Did I have any resource group? No. Right now I don't have any resource group under my account. I'm going to create the new resource group. The resource group name is rg underscore Kubernetes. Okay, rg underscore Kubernetes, otherwise CICD mention as well. Okay, rg underscore Kubernetes underscore CICD, review plus create. It will create the resource group. Once the resource group has been successfully created, what is the further step? We need to create the Kubernetes service. Click on the Kubernetes service, just click on the first and select the Kubernetes cluster where we need to configure manually. And here under the resource group, just select the resource group which you have created right now, and it is the cluster preset configuration. You need to select the dev test and Kubernetes cluster name. I can put my cluster and I'm going to create in the East US. That will be okay. Otherwise you can select, okay, anywhere you can select whatever the region you want. You can select that particular region. And available zones, one available zone is enough for me. I am going to select the AKS pricing tier as free, and the version is 1.2910 by default. And here enable with patch recommended, it is not recommended. I am going to disable. I don't want any automation patch update. In the meanwhile, I also don't want the security update as well. So that's why I am going to select the none. And I'm fine with the local account because of, as I don't have any domain with me in order to make the Microsoft Entra ID, because of if any company having the Active Directory, then only they will have the Entra ID. So with the Entra ID, it will be single sign-on for any kind of applications. But right now, as I don't have, so that's why I'm going to select the local account with Kubernetes RBAC. RBAC stands for role-based access control. Okay, and click on next. Here agent pool. So it is the pool of nodes. Okay, here it is showing it is not sufficient. Okay, go here, as it is system provided. By default it has been created. So I am selecting the Ubuntu Linux, that will be okay, and agent pool is okay, and availability zones, one available zone will be fine. And I'm not going with the Azure Spot instances, and choose the size. So here I am going to select the size. So DSA v3, it is okay for me, and I'm going to mention minimum one node is required, maximum two nodes enough. As it is for the lab purpose, this will be okay for me. And max nodes per max pods per node 110, but here I am going with 30. Fine, that is the minimum. Up to 30 to 150 pods will be created per node. Okay, update. Then without disturbing any other things, just leave as it is. Click on review plus create. So validation is in progress. Once validation has been succeeded, I'm going to click on create. Then it will take some time to get it created. In the meanwhile, we will go for the further steps. Yes, the validation has been succeeded. Just click on create. It will take around 5 to 10 minutes of time in order to create the cluster. So in the meanwhile, what we will do, we will go with the further steps which are required. Okay, and service connection. So if I want to create the service connection, first of all, the cluster needs to be created. Once the cluster has been successfully created, then only I will be able to create the Kubernetes service connection. Unless I am not able to create the same. So leave it is right now. So once the cluster has been created, then we will make the Kubernetes service connection. Okay, and fine. AKS cluster has been successfully created. Fine, and create the service connection general is as it is already there. So no need to create the another general service connection. And Kubernetes service connection it will create later because of as it is not yet created. And get the file YAML into the repo. Fine. So here go to repo. Right now you are in the Docker repo. In the Docker repo you have the branch AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service. In this it is empty. It didn't have any files. So I'm going to upload the file which is available on my local machine into this repo. Where it is on desktop AKS file. Just click on open. Just commit it. Then it will be successfully uploaded into my repo. Fine. So once it has been successfully uploaded, the further thing is what? I need to create two pipelines. One is build pipeline, the second one is release pipeline. So click on pipelines. Here, just click on create pipeline. In create pipeline, just use the classic editor. Okay, here it is showing which repo you are using. Right now, the code is on my Azure repo only. So that's why I'm going to select the first thing only. And the project name is project A, and the repository name is Docker image, and which branch it is AKS. So instead of main, I'm going to select AKS. Click on continue. Fine. Go with empty job. Okay. Go with empty job. Fine. Here, click on plus. Just copy. Copy is the thing. Copy files. Add. It is used to copy the files. And at the same time, I am going to add one more agent that is called publish. Okay. Publish build artifact. Okay. And okay, source is this, and copy files. Copy files to the display name is copy files. The source folder is, what is the source folder? Yeah, this is the file. Just select the YAML file and the target folder where it need to be copied. Here in Docker means in dollar. This is the path. In this path, the files will be copied. Okay, copy files to this path. Which file? The AKS YAML file copy will be copy it to this path. Okay, and if you click on publish artifact, the drop and the path to publish, just check. This is the path to publish. AKS file.yml, just select the same, and the artifact name is drop. As usual, you can leave it as it is. Okay, Azure pipeline. Fine. Okay, Azure pipeline. Save and queue. Save and run. If you run the build pipeline, automatically what it will happen, it will pull the code from the repo and it copy the files to the particular path which we had mentioned, and it publish the build artifact. It is nothing but drop. The drop will be published. So what we will do, we need to deploy the drop to the Kubernetes cluster. The drop is nothing but the artifact is nothing but the final product. If you want to check the same whether it is working fine or not, just click on agent job, then it will show one artifact has been produced. Okay, one artifact has been produced. Fine. What I need to done, I need to create the release pipeline. Okay, and in the meanwhile, just we will have a look on it whether it is in process or not. Yes, the creation of cluster is still in process. Okay, in the meanwhile, what we will do, we are going to create the release pipeline. Right now I don't have any release pipelines in this account. I am going to create one fresh new pipeline. So here I am going to select, just mention Kubernetes, deploy to Kubernetes, add. Okay, fine. Here you need to add the artifact. The stage one, it will pull the artifact. From where it will pull the artifact? It is the output of build pipeline. So that's why you are going to select the project A. What is the source build pipeline? Project A CI. Okay, you need to mention the default version is latest and project is CI. Just add it. And at the same time, in the stage, just click on the tasks. Here, if you click here, the things will open. What is the display name? kubectl. Did we created Kubernetes service connection? No, not yet. So once this deployment has been succeeded, then only I will be able to create the Kubernetes service connection. Once I have created the service connection, the same will be reflected here. Okay, so I need to wait until the cluster has been successfully deployed. As we already initiated, it will not take that much time. It will be deployed soon. So how we are going to create the Kubernetes service connection? So where we are going to create the service connection? In project settings, you can leave here. Okay, no worries. Leave, because of without the Kubernetes service connection, we can't create the release pipeline. So that's why we just came out of from that page and just check in project settings. We have the service connections are there. So right now I have the general service connection with me, but there is no Kubernetes service connection available. So in order to create the new service connection, just click on new service connection. So which service connection you are looking for? Kubernetes. Just select the Kubernetes. Next. Fine. So you need to authenticate to the subscription. So my email ID is devtester98@gmail.com. Next. Password is what? I have my password. It is secret. Just a moment. Yes. Sign in. Here I had successfully authenticated. Yes. Successfully authenticated. I will be able to connect to my Azure subscription. Then here I need to select the cluster. my cluster. Is this the cluster I have created? Yes. My cluster has been created under the resource group Kubernetes CI/CD. Select the same. And namespace, if you have any kind of namespace, you can mention, otherwise you can mention default. These are all the namespaces which will be created by default. You just need to select default. Okay. Here, if you want to use the cluster admin credentials, you can click this option. Otherwise, you can ignore. The service connection is dev to Kubernetes. Dev to Kubernetes. Okay. The same thing you can mention copy here. It is optional. It is optional. Okay. Grant permission to all pipelines. Okay. Save. Here the deployment has been successfully completed. So that's why here it is showing the cluster name. So without the deployment has been succeeded, it will not show the cluster name here. So successfully we had created the service connection, Kubernetes service connection. Then log into the project A, and pipeline. As we had already created the build pipeline, the next thing is we need to create the release pipeline. Just click on new release pipeline. Then it will ask, just enter the Kubernetes, deploy to Kubernetes cluster, apply. Okay, just close it and add an artifact. So where is artifact? The output of the build pipeline project CI and the latest. Okay, add, and here you need to add the tasks for the Kubernetes cluster. So here the service connection is dev to Kubernetes. It is reflecting here because of just now we had created the same, and the namespace is default, 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 and the command is apply. We need to apply this code. We need to apply the artifact to the cluster. Okay, just enable use configuration files. Here you need to select the drop. Okay, just select the drop and click on OK. Okay, default dev to Kubernetes. Yeah, fine. So before running the release pipeline, what I will do, so go to resource. Resource is nothing but here the cluster. I am going to connect to the cluster. So open Cloud Shell, and once it has been opened, I need to execute this command. You just need to wait for some time. It will connect soon. It is in the process of connecting to terminal. So once it has been successfully connected, we need to execute this command. Just copy the same and here paste, enter. Fine. You need to execute this command as well. Paste. Yes. So here, if you want to check whether any deployment has been done, or kubectl get pods. Did you find any pods? No. If you want to check the deployment, same command, mention deployment. Kubectl get deployment. There is no deployment is also there because of nothing has been deployed up to now. Okay. So I'm going to save. Okay. And create release. Create. The release has been created. If you click on the release one, you will be able to see what the exact process has been going on. So the stage one has been initiated and it is in process. So if the pipeline has been succeeded, means it indicates successfully it has been deployed over the Kubernetes cluster. So out of 3 by 3, I think 4 by 4 tasks are there. So it will show to you. Right now it is in the process of triggering. Yeah, 4 by 4 task has been completed. So kubectl apply task failed. Why? Logs. Drop succeeded. Failed with kubectl.execute. Something issue is going on. Okay, fine, no worries. Again we will go with release pipeline. Just click here and just edit the release pipeline. Okay, so where we have missed, so stage 1 go kubectl apply. Okay, dev to Kubernetes, everything is fine. Apply command is nothing but apply. Okay, as we clearly mentioned it, and here we are going to mention the drop only. Yes, otherwise okay, fine. So I'm going to execute the same. I'm going to okay, go to release pipeline and create release, create. Just check whether what will happen right now. It is in the queue, so whether it will be succeeded or failed, we need to check. Just wait for a moment, then it will show to us whether it has been succeeded or not. If it is succeeded, then we can again connect to the cluster and check it. Is the deployment done or not? No, the deployment has been failed. So why? So I need to check what exactly went bad. So with the help of the logs, we can check whether what is exactly happening. So just bear with me some time. I will let you know what exactly we had done mistake. So I think almost we had done each and everything correctly only, but somewhere we had missed. So I need to sort it out where we had it. Then just please bear with me for some time. Okay, edit release. Pipeline, go to release pipeline. So here edit, go to here. Mhm. No, so just remove it, remove, confirm. Okay, so I'm going to create new release pipeline. Okay, so here deploy to Kubernetes cluster, apply. Stage 1 deployment stage. Okay, fine. Here I need to select the artifact. where the artifact is exactly located. Here only. Okay. Latest add. So deployment stage kubectl. So the service connection is dev to Kubernetes. Okay. Namespace default. Command is apply. Use configuration files. And here I need to select drop only. So save. Okay. Create release. Create. Just have a look once again whether it will be succeeded now or not. So we did it in correct way only, but we need to check again. So what went wrong? As it is downloading artifact. Okay, kubectl apply. Okay. Maybe sometimes there will be issue with the Kubernetes cluster as well. We need to sort it out. Yes. I hope this has been succeeded now. Yes. Finally, we successfully has been deployed the YAML file, that is nothing but manifest file, over Azure Kubernetes through CI/CD pipeline. Okay. Just now, kubectl get pods. Check. Earlier it was not reflecting, but it will be reflecting right now, na? Yes. And if you see the deployment, if you want to check the deployment happened or not, kubectl get deployment, enter. Just check. It is showing the deployment has done. And if you want to check kubectl get service SVC, it is showing the external IP. So with the help of this external IP, we will be able to see what exactly we had deployed over the cluster. So sometimes it will not be reflecting. It will take some time to get it reflected, but surely it will be reflecting. Yes, here it will be reflecting Kantaso. Yes, this is what we had deployed. Okay. Finally, we will be successfully able with the help of the CI/CD pipeline. Suppose if you want to CI/CD pipeline, then go to pipeline here and open this pipeline. Edit this pipeline and you just need to trigger it. Here you need to enable the continuous integration. Yes, save. Here you have the save option is there. So whenever you have pushed the code into the repo, automatically it will trigger to the build pipeline, then release pipeline will be triggered, automatically it will be deployed over the AKS. This is the thing. This is how we are going to deploy the same. Okay. Okay, guys, and as I told to you earlier, the things which I had made the notes here, I'm going to share it over the Google Classroom. Whoever are interested to access this content, please comment me on the video your email ID. Accordingly, I will add those users to the Google Classroom. Then you guys will be able to have the access to that Google Classroom. So that will be help out you in order for your future reference as well. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed my session. Thank you so much for joining into my session. We will meet up in the next session with a new topic. Signing off. Thank you. Bye bye.